right. You know who it is. Yeah, this is Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, the prophet you can trust. I want to welcome you to the greatest show that you have watched in a long, long time. Inspirational. You know what the show is? I'm so glad you asked. Welcome to Leading from the Future. Welcome to Leading from the Future TV broadcast with one and only Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. It's a unique space where inspiration, how do I say that? Yeah, seamlessly blends with revelation to empower your journey right here. We don't just keep you informed, we want to help you transform your perspective. I want you to dive into riveting stories of individuals who have triumphed over adversity. I want you to learn from these who have persevered against all odds. And then I want you to absorb the invaluable lessons as you would hear today, the 24-karat gold bars, so that you can use them even to ignite change for your voice. See, our show just isn't about the stories, it's a call to action, where we believe everyone has a purpose. Everyone was born for a purpose. It's a unique calling that makes them indispensable to this big, big, big old world. See, join us as we continue to explore the pathways, as we uncover hidden potentials, inspire you to embrace your destiny. I want you to tune in always and support and thank you. Leading from the Future. It's a movement, right? Not just a show. It's a movement. And you know what? It's a movement toward you finding your purpose-driven life. You know what I always like to say? Find your purpose so you can live your life. And once you live your life, you can leave a legacy. Well, I never, never, ever, ever, never, 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 ever disappoint. I always bring to you inspiring guests, guests that have overcome adversity, guests who have walked through many, many situations where the odds was stacked up against them. And I make sure that it's going to be interesting. I make sure it's going to be inspiring. Well, my guest today, the one, the only, Melane Wise. He's a dynamic technology innovator. He's a coach. He's a consultant. What else can I say about this man? He's an inspirational speaker. More than 20 years of experience in cybersecurity, network security, and business technology. As the founder and CEO of Wise Choice Media, he has built a reputation of blending technology with creative media production. He helped businesses innovate and operate more efficiently and effectively. His philosophy: let me help you become a better version of you. He fuels his coaching and consulting work, where he empowers both individuals and organizations to harness technology for growth and success. He is also the author of a book called Where, which guides readers towards self discovery, personal development. Every week, he connects with audience as the host of the Wise Hour podcast, as a motivational speaker of the House of Creativity, known for his authenticity, his energy, and his visionary leadership. Melane Wine stands at the intersection of technology and creativity, showing the world how innovation can drive both business excellence and personal transformation. Would you please welcome to the stage? Welcome, Melane, aka.
What up, though?
What up, Doe? My brother, there is no other. First of all, thank you for being on the platform. Thank you for being a yes. Thank you for all that you have done to partner with us, to encourage us, encouraging words, praying for us, sowing seeds, and being part of the faith factor. We appreciate you and all that you're going to do. And listen, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you?
All right, let me say this first. And the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. That's that right there. That quote that came from Antonio Landis Thompson, Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, had changed my life because I'm feeling good today because I realize I am alive. Therefore, I'm alive. That means I'm in purpose. I'm in purpose to be leading from the future with Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. This is how I'm feeling today.
Well, listen, man. What's the story? Well, first of all, let's do like we always do. Tell people who you are, right? Who is Jay Melane Wise in your own words? Number two, who is your parents? Okay. Number three, where did you grow up?
All right, all right. You did a great job of go ahead and do the intro, man. I need to get you to speak for me when I go on the other platforms. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you're bringing the whole entire crowd in.
All
But
right.
yes, my name is Jay Melane, also known as Wise. I am what you'll call the tech innovator. My main purpose in life is using technology to help others to improve their life. I'm just in keep in a nutshell. God had put me in a unique position to love and understand technology to the standpoint, I won't say I am an expert, but I go under the umbrella of technology. So what is relevant to what is now and that can help the future? My job is to understand it and be able to build, extend that bridge so others can get a chance to understand it and use it to innovate their life to a better way. My parents is my father. His name was President Roosevelt Wise. Long story behind that. And also my mother is Clara Yvonne Wise. And originally I'm from what we call the country town in the South called Rossboro, North Carolina. But I actually live outside of the beautiful bull city of Durham, North Carolina.
Wow. Well, praise the Lord for the president. President Wise.
Long story behind that.
Yeah,
I want me to explain that? It'll be a real
yeah,
quick story.
somebody want to know.
So
I
this is
see
what
that.
I was told. I was
Okay.
told that when my my grandmother, when she was in the hospital, she wanted to name him Roosevelt Wise. But I guess through the communication better, wherever it is in the South, wherever it is, and she kept on saying, "I want to name it after the president. I want to name it after the president." So they put on the birthday President Roosevelt Wise.
Well, that is all right. Papa. What a name, amen. And it stuck.
It's stuff. Now he
He
didn't
stuck.
use president. I can only can imagine what the guys in the hood, the
Yeah,
neighborhood were doing. But
right.
yeah, it was on his birth certificate. So he went by Roosevelt Wise. He's long gone. He passed away in 2012. But he went by Roosevelt. But I always think it's unique that on his birth certificate it says President Roosevelt Wise.
So how did you get this? Your last name is Wise,
Yes.
yet your nickname is AKA Wise. So what's the
Yes.
story behind that?
All right. Well, in general, most people call me by my last name, and it's just ironic. God got jokes.
Very comical.
Growing up with the challenges I had, I never, even though everybody, my full government name is Johnston Melane Wise. So most people did call me Johnston and all this stuff like that. But it was a shift when I went into college, and when I had I call it a life-changing experience in high school, and that's in the book where when I went in that shift and I pivoted my mindset, everybody started calling me Wise because of the way I spoke and the insight I had. It was gifted by God. I won't take no credit for myself, but I able to go to a situation and they ask questions or ask certain things, I able to get insight that were speak very good wisdom. They can, stuff that can actually apply to the life. So everybody started calling me Wise. And from that standpoint, from college up to now, everybody call me by my last name Wise. Recently, I, called myself Jay Melane, also known as Wise, because Jay Melane means something in the book where I had to go through a healing journey. So, we might go in a little bit detail with that, but I had to go through a healing journey, which related to my father, because I hated the name Melane. And with the healing journey, I realized God had purpose for me and made me unique. So therefore, I take the unique part of my name, which is Melane. I shortened Johnston, call it J Melane, also known as Wise because everybody call me Wise. That's pretty much in a nutshell that story.
Man, that is so powerful. That is exciting. You know, you're a leader, you're an innovator, a tech guru,
Yes,
and
sir.
yet you have no qualms talking about your faith.
Yeah.
You're not ashamed of it. So let's talk about that. How does your faith and your spirituality influence your work in tech and media?
All right. Let me see how I can explain this one. I don't know you have these thoughts, but I have these thoughts. And I was like, why I'm here? How do I know I'm exist? How do I know that unlike I don't know, maybe the squirrels do know, but like the squirrels, the dogs and cats, they go hunt, they do their thing. But I can wake up and say, I know that I'm alive.
Right,
I
right,
know I exist. I can do something that change somebody else's life for the good or the bad.
right.
So, with that being said, it's something inherent in me that knows that I have the ability to change today to impact tomorrow. So when it comes back to the media production standpoint of it, I love technology. It's something with my challenges growing up, it was hard to me to keep attention on things. I didn't
Okay.
like to read. I didn't like to, you know, get books and stuff, and then read. But something about technology that allowed me to understand that everything is John in the book of John 1, in the beginning was the word with God, the word was God, and through him, everything was made by him, right?
Right.
And that thought process, everything made by him, even technology. So therefore, it's something in the creation of the thing that I realize it can be used today to purpose to make things much easier. I look at glasses, the glasses I wear right here. They are technologies.
Right.
No squirrels, no kitty cat. You don't see no cats, no dogs, and then go out there wearing glasses. No, but we have the insight to realize that my vision is impaired a little bit. Let me create a technology that would enhance my vision. Okay, I need to understand time. I can do the natural wake up and stuff, but it's something about this technology here that I can see my heart rate. It's something can tell me how many steps I took today. How can I use this technology to make sure I stay on schedule with my physical workout? So
Mm,
these are things I want to bring attention to people. God gave me the insight of awareness. And with the awareness, I want to make sure other folks are aware and how they can use technology to enhance their life through faith because everything is made by God. So the thing
wow.
is, our choice is, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, is
Mhm.
are we going to use to glorify him or are we going to use it for just our own cause? I choose
Wow.
it to use it by faith to glorify him.
Wow, that's powerful. Okay, let's talk about this technology then, since you dealt with it and brought it up. When did you first realize, technology would be part of your calling that you would spend all this time in and developing and now helping others?
Great question. You can't see, but behind me there is a Radio Shack TS
Radio
80.
Shack. Did you say Radio Shack?
Boy, I brought back people like what Radio Shack? What's a Radio
Yeah.
Shack? Radio Shack. It's a people. If you did not know, there was a technology store back in the days. There before Best Buy, before that anything else, there was a Radio Shack. And my mother wanted me to get into the music.
Okay.
I didn't take on wanting to do music. So what she did, she went to Radio Shack and bought this computer that actually I can hook up to a now monitor by TV and
Okay.
actually learn how to program games and get that. It fascinated me. And that was when I was about around, I say 9.5 and 10. After
Okay.
my mother moved me, and we moved back to her parents' house, and she was trying to get my attention. So she bought that because being young and the challenges, moving and stuff, I
Yeah.
didn't want to play the piano.
Oh,
I didn't want to, do all that stuff. She wanted me to do that, but I love doing the computer. And something with that, it sparks me to always want to understand the latest and greatest when it came to computer technology. Didn't have all the resources, but when I had the opportunity, I always went to it, and it sparked me. So with me having challenges, trying to learn this thing, I found something that kept my attention. And I realized if that's a challenge I had, I only can imagine others. So as
Mm,
me, if I can teach and span that knowledge that God had gave me, that love to someone else who may be the same, had the same interest, then
yeah.
it's a win-win.
I love it. I love it. I love it. The technology guru is here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Melane, aka as Wise. We're going to take a break right here and we're going to be right back. Listen, I want you to know that we're having an anthology project called The Faith Factor, and we want you to be a part of it. Listen, it's a legacy project, a legacy of leadership. It's an anthology that allows men and women to share their unique stories and experiences, leaving a lasting impact for future generations. By contributing to this collective work, they can demonstrate how faith and resilience shaped them to be authentic and to be resilient in their leadership, especially in a world that is hungry for examples of integrity and strength, not what we see today, but we need to show them that there is true leadership that becomes role models in a challenging era. We're in an era where people can be 34 counts convicted and still run something. We can have people that lie and do stuff. But we're looking, and the world is looking for role models. And that's why this legacy project is going to be so powerful. So today, times call for strong, principled men and women to stand as examples. This anthology is a platform to show younger generations how faith can guide decision making, can help you overcome challenges, and foster thriving communities. Why don't you sign up today? We're looking for you. Time is running short. The Faith Factor. Connect with it right now. All right. Okay. Listen, we also want to invite you, if you have not got this book, listen, this is the hottest book off the shelf, and people love this book. It's called Sacred Success. You need to get your copy today. Sacred Success. It's not about materialism, it's about your calling, it's about your purpose. Because when you find your purpose, guess what? You'll begin to live your life. Because life without purpose is like living life not at all. You need to get the Sacred Success book today. It's what we call unlocking God given prosperity. It's connected to your purpose. I promise you that. All right, we'll see you next time. What if your story of faith could inspire generations? What if your testimony of resilience could ignite hope in others? Well, introducing The Faith Factor. It's a legacy project led by visionary Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. It's a moment where faith meets action and your voice really matters. We're calling authors, speakers, and those with a story of unshakable faith to join. It's a writing project that's going to be a legacy. Your story could be the breakthrough someone needs. Your words could change lives. Your faith could leave a lasting legacy for generations to come if you've overcome trials, experienced God's hand in your life, or have a testimony, not a testimony, that can transform others. This is your moment to shine. Why don't you apply today? Become a co-author, share your story of faith, and inspire generations to come. Don't just believe, take action. Your faith-filled words could be the key to someone else's breakthrough in this book. Because faith isn't just a belief, it's the key to transformation. Apply now at faithfactorbook.com. Say it again, thefaithfactorbook.com. I want to interview you right now.
Hello, my name is Jay Melane, also known as Wise, and you are watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.
Introducing to you Leaders Live Generously Academy, a coaching program designed just for you, with yours truly, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. That's right. Listen, I want you to understand that Leaders Live Generously Academy is where ambition meets purpose and success is redefined. Imagine a place where you don't have to choose between making a meaningful impact and achieving financial prosperity, where your pursuit of success, harmonizes perfectly with your values of family and faith. At our academy, we understand that true leadership is about living generously, leading with integrity, and creating a legacy that transcends financial achievements. Under the guidance and the coaching of Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, I am a renowned expert in leadership with over 30 years of experience. Listen, not only do we teach you leadership, we teach you personal development. You'll discover your unique purpose. Learn to maintain balance in all aspects of your life. And I want you to unlock strategies for wealth creation. Why don't you join me and let me help you transform your vision of success, lead with generosity, and live a life filled with purpose. I want you to start your journey today at Leaders Live Generously Academy. It's the coaching program designed for you. It's where we teach you to lead, to love, to give. It's transformative leadership because the best leaders are those who live generously. Come join the Academy, and your coaching program starts right now. All right, well, listen, welcome back to the show. I am Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, a prophet you can trust. We've been talking to the one and only Jay Melane. And let me tell you something. If you don't know Jay Melane and didn't know him, aka Wise, because I took this from him. He be dropping 24 karat gold bars. Indeed. I like how he said it. I don't say it
Indeed.
like he said, but he go, indeed.
Indeed.
You ain't got that little deep voice, you know what I'm saying? Indeed. But listen, we've been talking about so much, and he's been sharing with us about who he is, his mom, and different ones, and how faith, influence, and technology. All right. So now let's talk about this then, Jay. What early challenges shape your resilience to cause you to know, hey, you know what? I got some creativity here.
All right. All right. So that actually is a very good question. My challenges stem from and is actually listening to book where and my ability the ability or non-ability to read words. When I read words, they all mess up. I guess you'll call that a form of dyslexia. But I
Mm-hmm.
didn't, I wasn't diagnosed or anything like that. I just knew I had challenges reading words. So
Okay.
with that, I just didn't, I didn't want to learn. My grandmother on my mother's side, so I just wanted to play all the time. Wanted to play. Where is the entertain yourself to play all the time? So what the creative way happens with me is it was a thing my mother, again, I had to get a lot of credit to my mother.
Yes, indeed. Mom was
So,
all
mom was all right. So the
right.
creative way I didn't want to read. So mama bought the index cards, and
Okay.
mama bought markers, crayons, and crayons and glue. And
And
my
glue.
daddy was the artist and glue.
Okay.
My daddy was the artist. I didn't know that too later. Mama explained that, but mama knew something about me that is will create a style inside of me. And so what she
Ah,
did with them atoms, she allowed me to put in front of me. And what I started doing was I started drawing in the pair of scissors, and I started
okay.
cutting out images and stuff and start making because of the budget. This also will lead to your lifestyle too. Mom didn't have the budget to buy me toys and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the creative side came with me with the art, being an artist, drawing figures. It started off being like 2-dimension figures. Then I got
Yeah.
to the point where the crayons and the markers I able to cut out arms, legs, heads, and stuff, and able to make like action figures
Oh, wow.
out of the index cards, crayon, pencils, and pens. And mama saw the creative style inside of me. So once I got into the point of middle school, she knew I wasn't going to do music and stuff. Even though I love the saxophone, I can't play it. I love the saxophone. She
Hmm.
put me in art class. So therefore, I enhanced my ability to be able to draw. And from the drawing standpoint, when I got to college, I took the interest of photography. I always, when I went with my crew,
So
I'm
you
the
can take
one back in
pictures
the
if you
day.
want
Yeah,
to.
take pictures. I able to take pictures, look at images and stuff. When we're going to places, I was the resident photographer. I was resident. Then from there, I'm just telling you the landscape how it went from. It went from
Right.
drawing, being visual. It's all about being visual, right?
Okay.
Went from there, went to the art part of the middle school. From that to high school to college. College, I became a photographer. From college, being a photographer and a videographer for my groups and stuff. Then when I got reformed to another ministry, it started my business at that time it called Wise Images for You. So I started doing wedding photography and stuff. But back then, back in the early 2000, we call Photoshop
Yeah,
wasn't widespread and stuff like that. So I started using Photoshop and I was editing photos. People take pictures and stuff, but
yeah.
I always had to put a twist to it. I always had to make some kind of artistic, artistic change to it to make it be
Okay.
bam and stand out. And so I was known for my creative photography. So from there,
Oh,
from
wow.
the childhood, from mama, just give me some pencils, ink pen, index card, glue, scissors, markers, till it came out being a creative media production company that I have today. Because while I try to teach people what they come to me, I get a
Yeah.
creative style that fit their need. So I always
Okay.
customize that, but all started from the beginning because my mother said, I can't buy these toys. I'm gonna get him this. I want to see what he'd be able to come up with through this adversity to be able to gain something. So yeah.
Wow, man, that is awesome. Now, how old were you?
That was so I moved when it was eight and a half. So about
Okay.
nine. It
Like
started when I was nine.
second grade, going into third. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right. So then, what if you could go back to the younger self, right? Your younger self, and if you can go back and mentor your younger self, what would you say, if there's anything you would do differently?
Oh wow. I would tell that young man, first off, man, you safe. You good. You
Okay,
got this.
you got
You got
this.
this. The pressure of, and I will share this, the pressure of when my father left and the last message he gave me, verbalized his mouth, was, son, he pointed to the kitchen. And I turned my head, pointed to the kitchen. Dad told me, take care of your mom. That
Wow.
responsibility wore heavy on me. And
Mm,
it impacted a lot of things I did, including relationships, because I always wanted to fix the situation. Because I had a toxic relationship with dad. So my role
yeah.
model was cartoons and superheroes. So
Wow.
therefore, I always want to fix the day. And as a young person, I think it was too much pressure trying to think, hey, can I make this right? Dad didn't make it right, but I want to make it right. So
I
what
see.
I would tell the young man was, the young person back then, you safe. You
Ah,
got this.
you got
It's
this.
okay to be a kid. It's okay to smell the flowers. It's okay to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Not everything had to be serious. It's
Right.
okay to enjoy the moment. Because a lot of moments I think I miss in life because I want to get things done immediately. I want to make things happy. I want to make other people happy. So I
Okay.
lost a lot of myself in that young years because I didn't learn self. I only learned how to help others. And nothing wrong by helping others, but the word of God teaches this, that you love that God with your heart, your soul, and everything, all your being. Then you love others as you love yourself. So the how you
Mm,
truly love others is how you love yourself. And I lost that ability to love myself at a young age, and it took a revival within my heart to
yeah.
understand that. So that young person, tell him, "You safe, you got this. It's okay to smell the flowers."
You safe and you got this. I like that. Let's move into your book first of all. Before we get to the book, I want to deal with you were doing the show Wise going live at 5. You jumped out there, you started it. King Eric pushed you, was a catalyst to get you going. You began to go, and now you have reshaped it, relaunched it, and you now have a partner. Talk about what brought that on.
Oh man, that's a good one right there, man. Yeah, I was 2 years in every Friday, putting some out there on special on YouTube
Mhm.
about startup of Wise going live at 5. And it started from the book where I'm a technologist, so I was originally going to do a YouTube channel, but it's going to be really just based off of technology, right? It's going to be
Yeah.
just doing like any other tech reviewer, review stuff and get tech insight. But God had put some in my heart that since I am free, and I had a Jacob moment where I renamed myself. He went from Jacob to Israel. I went from being Johnston Wise to J. Melane Wise.
Yes, sir.
God inspired me to go ahead and do that part of Wise Going Live at 5 to be able to help others and also uplift others in our community.
Okay.
'Cause we're all unique and special. With that process, I did it for 2 years and I felt good about it and I good. Then there's a shift that happened. I was having a
Right.
conversation with who's my co-host is Lakeisha. Well, I call her Coach Lakeisha. And we had I call it a minister session that she was actually ministering to me about a lot of the things that I walked from being unstuck from, and
Okay.
how I was chained in the past. You hear what I said? Chained in the past, and how I broke free from the chains, and how I got from the toxic parents. So we kind of started ministering to one another, back and forth, going back in the conversation. And you know what? I'm like, you know what? Why not have a podcast talking about how to live unchained? It
Woo!
just came just like that. Then I took it and I prayed about it, and God said, "You need to make the pivot."
Wow.
I said, "Well, God, I already got, I got stuff happening here now. I got, some stuff." Then He's like, "Do you trust me? Is it about the likes? Is it about what you have, or is it about purpose?"
Woo!
So the thing was, I'm saying, Father, it's for your glory, it's for purpose.
Yeah.
So we came up with the title of Living Unchained Podcast, which
Wow.
is actually it's about building freedom, that we
Mm,
all have been set free by the power of God, by
mm.
Jesus Christ, through the blood of Jesus Christ, and we can maintain living free. So the thing is to teach people how to and how to remain. But guess what? We can bring other people in who also is living unchained.
Wow.
And we want to talk about certain subjects. Just on the first two subjects we're talking about with church hurt and
Okay.
how we deal with church hurt. We each went through our own process hearing it or went through it. And we gave solutions. Like Lakeisha had it in her book, uh structures how to deal with church hurt. And we're like, let's use this plus our experiences explained. This upcoming episode is coming up at the time of this recording. We already had another episode with the amazing Dr. Pastor Renee Bradford, who also talked about church hurt. And we decided to bring her into this conversation to talk about it. So the whole idea of this podcast is to bring the truth out. Yes, we've been through things. Yes, we've been through challenges, but guess what? We are living unchained. These things don't have to keep you locked in, but you can
Woo!
walk in the freedom that you need to be. That's the purpose of the podcast. And like you said, two come together, touch and agree, and anything in Jesus can be done. So, and no better person that I can touch and agree with is with the amazing Lakeisha.
Wow, wow, wow. Did y'all hear that? Such an amazing story that you got to be willing to pivot. You got to be flexible and you have to be adaptable. Listen, we're going to take another break right here. This is where we ask you to continue to support this broadcast. You know that we send this broadcast all around the world. We not only do Facebook and YouTube, but we put it all on Stage Plus. We put it on Apple TV, Hulu, we Roku, as well as TCT. So listen, we ask all of you to sow a seed. All of your seeds are tax deductible. That's right. If you sow the seed, we always look for 7 people to sow a seed of $1,000. And then we look for 12 people to sow $224.24. And then whatever else anyone wants to give or sow to help this broadcast go around the world. I say we need a lot more positive, inspiring, encouraging messaging to go out. You heard Jay Melane. They rebranded them so they can get you unstuck, unchained. Come on, somebody. And this is why we need these type of programs so that you can tap into that on Fridays. Tap in, see what's going on. But we're looking for you to sow your seed. All right. Also, right after this, I want to take a break so we can look at Jay Melane in action. Let's see what he does on his podcast. Okay. We're going to take a break so you can see that right now.
So the first thing I would say, pray and really be specific about your prayer, what be led to, people who be led in your life, and have the spirit of discernment. So and pray for discernment as well, and seek good counsel. And there are people out there Unfortunately, yes, you can go through the church hurt, but don't let that bind you. It's a trick of the enemy. Don't let that bind you and stuff like that. But because we are community-based people, we need community. And those who don't have community, you see sometimes the challenge they have and some of the things that happen, especially in this world when somebody left alone to their own vices, own thoughts. But when you have community and somebody can able to talk, you can talk things with, they can be able to share things, and maybe they can talk you away from doing some crazy stuff in this world.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment? Introducing The Heart of a Black Man, inspiring stories of triumph and resilience. A captivating anthology that sheds light on the incredible stories of Black men who have faced adversity with unwavering strength. This anthology features a powerful voice among its authors, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. His contribution adds a unique perspective, weaving a narrative of resilience, faith, and triumph that will leave you inspired and moved. The Heart of a Black Man is more than just a book. It's a beacon of hope, a celebration of perseverance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit within the hearts of Black men. Available now on Amazon for only $20 or Kindle for $9.99, The Heart of a Black Man is a powerful investment in knowledge, empathy, and inspiration. Reach out to us or order your copy today and join us in celebrating the resilience, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of Black men everywhere.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, part of the world. This is Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon Sr. I want to talk to you today about connecting, joining a community of prophets, Kingdom Prophets USA, under the direction of yours truly, Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. You might say, why do I want to connect with Kingdom Prophets USA? Well, number one, experience, expertise, and leadership. You can have experience, leadership, and many people that are called into leadership need to be trained with leadership skills. Many people know how to be a boss. Many people know how to be a overseer, supervisor, just tell you what to do, how to do it. But do people know how to do it from a proven track record with over 30 plus years in leadership, training, raising up supervisors, vice presidents, managers, as well as prophets? We now raise up the prophets. Let me tell you something else. We have comprehensive training. You will find yourself growing spiritually at a phenomenal rate. Also, we have practical application. We also have real live training, interaction. You're going to get to practice your gift. You're going to need to understand your gift. And Kingdom Prophets USA also connected to a larger body of prophets, company of prophets worldwide. Listen, you don't want to be in today's time in isolation. Isolation is the new death. You want to be in community. Do you know that the Bible says that 2 is better than 1? And a threefold cord is not easily broken. So I want you to know that when you join up with Kingdom Prophets USA, you have community support. You have people that's praying for you, people who are encouraging you, people when you come into the classroom, man, it's going to be exciting. You can tell your testimony, and guess what? They're happy with you because they want to see you successful as bad as you want to be successful. So why don't you connect with us? Kingdom Prophets USA. Go to the website, thevictorychurchint.org, all right? Or why don't you text WWA to the phone number 54244 and tell them you're interested in the prophetic, the Kingdom Prophets USA. I would love to have you in the class so that you can perfect your gift and start prophesying all over the kingdom of God. And you know what we'll tell you? That's the power of prophecy. Dr. Prophet Anthony Shannon signing out. Hope to see you at Kingdom Prophets USA. Well, all right. Welcome back to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon, a prophet you can trust. We've been talking with our guest here, Jay Melane, a.k.a. known as Wise. He's the tech innovator. He's a coach and an author of the book called Where. We've been talking about all of the different things that he's been doing and how he got to be there. Now let's move into this book. In your book, Where, you speak to men about their identity, right? You talk about that real heavenly. What inspired you to write this book, and why is it important for you for men to know their identity?
As I mentioned before, when I was a young boy, around 8 something years old, my dad left my life. Before that, he was very, I call it abusive, and that because of some of the challenges. He came back from the Vietnam War, and he came
Okay.
back different. My mother explained that to me, that he went in one way. When he came out different. And
Okay.
back then, I guess you will say, in the 70s stuff, they didn't identify, or with him, didn't have the programs that deal with the, I guess, the trauma of war. So he
Yeah.
came back being very militant and very, and that's towards me, and some of the things he did with the household. So with that being said, what, like I said, I lost my identity is because of his abuse. And some of the challenges that I went through with school, he aided that, because if I didn't,
Mm.
me couldn't read, write, and couldn't pronounce words, I got punished for that.
Oh
So
wow.
I got, we call them old fashioned country whoopings for that, and I got real bad one because I couldn't pronounce the word where. See what
Ah,
the book say, the title of the book said,
yeah.
the book Where. The reason why, because I couldn't pronounce that word. It was on my spelling list, and I couldn't pronounce that word at that time. Wherever I couldn't pronounce the word where, so therefore I got an old fashioned country whooping because of that. So with that, it brought me anxiety in my life and challenges in my life. So once that moment came when he left, it was
Yeah.
kind of like a pressure off, but a pressure added,
Okay.
because when he left, whoo, but at the same time, ooh, I got to be the man of the house. Yeah,
Yeah.
8.5. He told me to take care of mom. So I start forming identities, and the whole thing with the family structure, especially with men and then with male child, is you teach the male child to how to become an honorable man. I did
Yeah.
not learn how to be an honorable man through my father and his challenges. So
Mm.
therefore, I had to take on what I thought was positive challenges. A lot of kids, you think they go to the same route they say how their daddy do. I didn't go that route.
Right.
I'll tell you a story, then I'll get back to the story. One day, one time, and one time,
What the-
my mother asked me to come to the kitchen and asked me to get to take the Kool-Aid, and she just made a picture. We in the South, so we made a picture of Kool-Aid, taking and putting in the refrigerator. I was doing something, I guess something I want to keep on doing. So I went to the kitchen and I snatched the Kool-Aid pitcher out of hand. What I do remember is walking to the couch full of tears,
Mm.
laying down. I went to sleep or blackout, well, one or two. And I remember eventually waking up and I still was crying. I realized that day for whatever that technique was, that I will not do that again with mom. So with that being said, going back to identity, I wanted to be a superhero and trying to fix the day. So I lost my identity because I never had the proper guidance from my father. So
Okay.
once my mother decided to move back to her parents' house to get some stuff restable and everything like that, I got reintroduced to my uncle. We call him Uncle Bob. That's the name. My mom called him Bob, so therefore his
Yeah.
nickname was Bob. So Uncle Bob, I was able to actually start learning from him
Okay.
characteristics of work ethic and how to be a man. But also, see, I had all this past experience being young with my dad. That stuff I
Mhm.
never dealt with. We didn't know about therapy. We didn't know about taking kids to talk things out and stuff. So I kept a lot of that stuff in. So I did learn some great work ethics, how
Mhm.
to keep my own word. My grandfather, my Uncle Bob, dad, my mother, father, his name Martin McGee Sr. Uncle Bob is Martin McGee Jr. But Martin McGee Sr., he taught me, my grandfather taught me, he said, man is only good as his word. He can't keep his word, what good is he?
That's
That's
correct.
my grandfather saying. So I learned those phrases, but I still had that baggage, them packages back there that dad left, and
Okay.
them challenges kept me there. So when I talk about this book, Where, it's that journey to manhood that
Mhm.
identify that, you know what, in your back closet, there are things that you have not done with that was
Right.
left back there when you're young. You need to go in them closet and clean it out. You need to deal
Wow.
with that. You need to go back there and unpackage those things and see what they are. Are these things that something you can use or something that you need to toss out? So
Mm.
what you learn as a man, like Paul said, once I was a child, I spoke like a child. I
Yes, he
thought like
did.
a child, but when I came in, he said I put childish things away. So when
Mm.
you become a man, you got to find out them things you got to put away. And
Mm.
so the book where identifies the emotional maturity that you have to learn as a person. And how you start putting things away is you have to understand the tool of forgiveness. I hear why I
Mm.
said the word tool. The
Yeah.
tool of forgiveness that
Oh,
help you to
forgiveness.
unlock them things and realize this is not value. I got to get rid of this. And the tool of forgiveness, you know what? I can keep this like my name and
Ah,
embrace it and use it as a tool to go forward.
wow. So how did you then, for those that haven't read your book, those that's going to get the book, I'm sure, but how did you reconcile with your father in order to forgive him and now promote the name?
Ooh, that's a good question. Another man, you've been dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Come on, indeed. All right. My father passed in 2012. So I didn't get a chance. I didn't talk to him since I was age eight and a half.
Oh,
Age
wow.
eight and a half. So he left out of my life. He went in because he got in trouble and he left.
Okay.
So I saw him again in 2012 once. Two things happened. So then we reverse that one. So back in my 30s, I can't tell you the time frame, but it was in my
Mhm.
30s, I did get a call from him and talked to him once.
Okay.
And what he did, he just let me know in his life that he's doing okay, but he had health challenges. So he told me to take care of my health. And that's
Oh,
something I need to be. And then again, he gave me another command. And I've been fighting that one. I've been fighting that one too. And I need to come to revelation of that one. But he told me to take care of his health because he ended up getting sick in 2012. 2012, he died from a heart attack after he was on the what do you call the table where they do the blood the
blood
dialysis
transfusion?
dialysis.
Oh, the
He's doing
dialysis. Okay.
dialysis and he had a heart attack and died.
He had kidney issues.
And hmm,
He had kidney issues.
he had kidney issues. That's right.
Okay.
So he ended up dying. So he ended up dying on the table.
Wow.
So with that in 2012, I didn't get a chance to speak to him. But I saw him. My aunt brought him down for burial and everything like that. It took several years after that. And when I went through my challenging, I was in a marriage that was very toxic. And it came toxic because, again, not understanding yourself. Only thing
Mhm.
I want to do was fix stuff, projects. Yeah, hey, yeah, well, it is. Let me fix it. It wasn't a true partnership because,
Wow.
again, I didn't understand myself. So therefore, and we both of us had challenges. So I'll put it like that. So with that, it caused the failed relationship. So when that relationship failed, I realized I was a good person and I
Mhm.
had a loving heart. So I said, why this thing didn't work out? So I asked God to show me the principality, the rulers, the governance of this, what them things in the heavenly places, right? And
Yeah.
God took me back to the I said the principality, the origin of the beginning of this, and that was with my father.
Ah.
So in that moment when my father did that, when he with the when I couldn't remember that beating I had from that, and then also when he left, and God said, "You need to address that young boy."
Mm.
And I
Wow.
took the moment, that time and it didn't happen in just that moment, but it
Right.
took me a week to go through the process of my memories, the things I remember and realize. And I was in, grown man, never did want to cry. 'Cause Dad taught me not to cry. But
Wow.
and by this time now I came mature in myself that it's okay to understand the cry. So I was in about 4 years ago, laid out crying in my room, realizing, you know what? I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm alive. Today, the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. Today, I can do something so it can determine my future. So I could be leading from the future. So
Yes.
therefore, it changed my mindset. So
Wow.
now I realize, okay, this young person went through that. It's fine. What can I do today to help other young men, older men in general, to walk through that journey of life of what we call manhood so they realize they have a purpose?
Wow, man, that is so powerful. 24 karat gold bars you've dropped, and I'm sure helps a lot of people. Let me give you this last question since you were talking about the manhood. Now that you're a person of influence, obviously you have done way more than what your father was able to do. God has given you that ability to do it. What does legacy then mean to you as a man now that you are a man and you're a man of influence? What does legacy mean?
That's a good question. And as soon as you said that, this scripture came to my mind. For it's written, it said, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words will
Mm,
remain forever." That's
yeah.
the word that God spoke. It's God's word that remain forever. So my legacy is tied of my Father who's in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment that I'm here today, this day right here, I realize I have a voice
Yeah.
and I can speak to any situation and bring light to it,
Yes, you
just
can.
like my father can. Like my
Mm,
father did and still is doing.
mm-hmm.
So I can speak through the power of the Holy Spirit and cause change. The legacy is that is everything I do is for the glorification of God. And you actually translate the word, people say, God, to God be the glory. You actually translate the word in the New Testament, mean abundance.
Mm,
So it's to God abundance.
to
So my
God.
legacy is all about the abundance of God. Whatever I do, it's not about me seeking positions. It's good that you get accolades, pat on the back
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But at the end of the day, how God abundance impact not just my life, but yours, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. How
Yeah.
does it impact the people in your community? How does it impact the people in the United States? How does it impact the people globally? Because we got global ministry. We got global ministries.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we want to use these things to glorify God. That's the legacy I want to leave behind. I can show God glory to everyone.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, listen, let people know how they can, right? First of all, your social media handles, right? And their contact information, and tell them how they can get that book. They need to get that book. I've read the book, love the book, and it's an excellent read. So tell people all of that.
Awesome, awesome. All right, family. To reach me, my social media handles is J Melane Wise, one word, and that's in all the platforms. You look for J Melane Wise. That's where you be able to reach me there. Now he talked about this awesome book called Where. It's not no gloom and doom book. It's gonna give you a shock value at first, but through there you'll see the process of life and the way you can be able to check out the book. Currently, now is you can go to jmalanewise.com, or you also can go to my production website that is wisechoicemedia.us, and you go under the tab for products and you see the products I have there.
You heard what he said, products. Okay. The man has merch. He's putting it all out there, working on his brand. He used to be the lead moderator for the House of Creativity, but he got real busy. So he still works with Lemonade when he can. But as you can see, he has rebranded his thing and now the podcast. He's got merchandise. He's a coach. He's an author. He's pretty busy now. And so now him and Coach Lakeisha has teamed up, and let me tell you something, it's really, really good. Really, really good. And so check out their podcast on Church Hurt. All right. And all of the different things. And hey, another one tomorrow. Telling you, boy, he's just throwing what we call the balls that will help you hit a home run and dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Well, Jay
Amen.
Melane, aka is Wise, thank you, man. I always appreciate you and thank you so much for being a man of your word, a man of integrity. We've written songs together. We've done some stuff. He's helped me with commercials. And listen, he is going to be part of the Faith Factor. Listen, you want to hear his story. I'm telling you, you want to hear his story. He's a man that you need to hear and how he overcame, all right, and how he was able to overcome speech impediment, learning all of to how to enunciate and articulate. Just think, he couldn't say where, and that's his book. My God, go and support my brother. Reach out to him and follow him today. Thank you, man. And hopefully you'll be back. Hopefully you'll come back and be a part, because we still have more to talk about and all of the stuff that you're doing. So listen, family, keep him in your prayers, because he shall be back. All right, listen, everybody. We want to thank you for tuning in to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon, a prophet you can trust. We want to make sure that you know, all right, that you can reach out to us. Reach out to us at Anthony D. Shannon on Facebook. Reach out to us on Anthony D. Shannon Instagram. Anthony D. Shannon, all right? Follow us, all right, as we produce and put out great content just for you. Also, we are looking for speakers. All right. We're looking for speakers. If you want to be a part of our Prayer Breakfast of Champions next year, you want to go to prayerbreakfastofchampions.com. We're also looking for speakers for our virtual. Okay. We got to pull Jay Melane in on the virtual. Okay. He's got to be speaker on that virtual as well, because he's got a lot to do. Y'all got to follow him. All right. Our virtual conference is coming up. And so we want you to follow us. All right. DM us. Go to our website, The Victory Church, INT.org. You can follow us. All the links and different things are there. You can also join our academy, Leaders Live Generously Academy.com. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. Not only that, pray for us. All right. Get our book, Sacred Success. Our new book is coming out on our birthday. We're having a birthday celebration October the 3rd. And we would love for you to come. But October the 3rd is going to be phenomenal. And we're dropping a new book called The Process of Change is Now. So you got to make sure you're moving and advancing and connecting with technology, AI, and all of the above, so that you can be at the table instead of on the menu. All right, as we always say, we will see you next time, because we believe that everyone born is born for a purpose. And we want you to find your purpose so you can live your life. Once you start living your life, why don't you leave a legacy for the next generation? I am your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon, signing out. As I always say, peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. Or $The Victory Church INT. You can also download the V Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit leaderslivegenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.